Good evening. Good evening.
Hey, everybody. We'll give y'all a couple of seconds to get in before we start running our mouths. Wait for everybody to get the notification that we are live. I know we need to go and share.
I am doing the same.
We'll do that until I should be. You know what I think it is? The difference. Nope, still the same. I thought I had thought of a difference, but I didn't think of a difference. I think I'm live. Oh Lord, it showed me counting down. Let me hit this share. Share, subscribe, like. I didn't know you could share in WhatsApp. Hey, how are y'all? Who do we have with us right now? See your comments. You could just let us know who's here and where you're from. I think I can make that banner. Hello. Let's see. Welcome, David from Miami. Who else do we have here?
Come on, Virginia. Where are you?
David from Miami. Hi, Destiny from Coldwater, Michigan. Thank you for
Welcome,
joining
welcome.
us. Let's see who else we will get here before we jump into talking about remote online notarization. Well, let's go ahead and get started. I'm Selethia, owner of Dotted Line Signings, a remote online notary, loan signing agent, wedding officiant, owner of a signing service, and a mobile notary as well. And
I am TaKisha Smith Robinson. I am the owner of After Hours VA. I am a mobile notary and remote online notary here in Virginia.
I always forget I'm in Florida, y'all. I always forget to say where I'm from, representing Florida. Okay, Keisha, do you have any questions that you received?
I do, but give me 1 second. I'm actually going to switch my audio out if that's okay. Do I sound echoey?
A little bit, a little bit.
Yeah. What
Oh,
now?
so I have a question while you switch out your audio.
Yeah. Is it better now?
Yeah, you do sound better. I
Okay.
hear me though.
I think you were okay. Let's hear it.
That
You good?
I don't know, but I hear myself.
I thought it was my mic, and I went in and unchecked the echo. I keep forgetting to uncheck that.
Okay, so I wonder why I'm echoing.
So check your when you go to your camera and mic settings at the bottom where you're sharing your screen.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that button is unchecked that says echo and noise cancellation. That might make it a little bit better.
Uncheck it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, do I sound like I'm echoing to you all?
No.
Okay,
You
perfect.
sound good on my end, but let's ask the audience.
Let me know how I sign. Oh, let me fix that. Oh, I just had us go. Let's go back. Okay, this way. So, when did I start my signing service? I will probably say October. October is when I really kicked it in the semi gear and decided to go all in for it and start working with notaries to fulfill signing orders. Great question. I usually, like Keisha said, I usually don't talk about it a lot. Well, I'm starting to talk about it more. But thank you for asking the question. Okay, I'm ready whenever you are, Keisha.
I am. So I don't have anything specific. The only thing that came up before we hopped on, I saw a question in a group. Someone was asking, was Ron suitable for a person in a hospital, essentially on a ventilator? And so, while Ron is convenient and you can, forego traveling to someone and you can use your computer, you still have to be a good candidate for Ron. I mean, just because we can see you, that person on the other end still has to be able to communicate directly with the notary. So nothing has changed. We would process that just like we would a traditional notary. And so I advise the person that Ron might not be the best because if a person is on a ventilator, they may not be able to speak. We may not be able to hear them. And while it's an option because it's convenient because the person is bedridden, I didn't see that situation being available for Ron. I'm not sure about you, Selethia. Have you had any situations that just weren't a good fit for Ron?
No, no, not like that. It just mainly most of the time revolved around ID and being able to answer the KVAs. But that is where I usually would assess if they are a good candidate for Ron and their technical capability, their
Exactly.
ability to. If they say where my webcam at, they might not be a good candidate for
Might
Ron.
not be. we
After
got.
I adjust my microphone, they may not be a good candidate for
We
Ron.
may need to do that next week. You might
Oh,
not be a good candidate
oh yeah. Look, I'm gonna
if.
write that down so we don't forget. Oh goodness, I didn't have. Hold on. Look, I'm actually writing that down.
Because I think some people are under the assumption that it's convenient, it's easy, but it's definitely not for everyone and not for every situation. So
Right. I wanted to bounce over to Notary Buddy right quick because I think somebody may have had a question we
okay,
may be able to answer.
and I'll check too.
Oh, in the someone asked, can someone please help me to get set up with Ident Trust so I can order my digital certificate and signature? How would you answer that one?
So first, you would need to go to the website identrust.com, and if you're not under a specific heading, so like if I'm in Virginia, if you were to go to Identitrust, you can actually select Virginia Notary. If none of those don't apply, you can always check the unaffiliated certificate when you're ordering it. And so when you go to order that certificate from Ident Trust, you want to be very careful. And they don't really tell you this up front. It's not clear. But you must put your commission name in exactly as your traditional notary commission name. I learned that the hard way. And so I utilize my middle name and my full commission. And so when you go on Identitrust, you have to put first name, middle name in the first name box because it's not clear. And they've had to redo a lot of certificates because of that one.
Oh,
But if you go on a website, you can just choose that unaffiliated certificate. It does take a couple days. So if you're in a rush to apply with your state, at least give it about 3 business days because they do have to vet you and approve it, and then they'll send you confirmation of approval, in a few business days.
oh. Yeah, you know what? I was impatient. I was being really impatient. I kept clicking the refresh like something was going to happen immediately. And I will say that it was a little difficult for me to set up, being that I'm a Mac user. And hey, Samantha from Georgia. Um,
Hey, Samantha.
so it was a little difficult for me, but I've had to call them twice, and their customer service answers the phone. I've never had to wait very long, and they will walk you through it. So they are very familiar with Mac, and they can tell you how to save your certificate and how to retrieve it. So I was very grateful for that. But yeah, I was rushing it. But do what Keisha says, just be
Yeah,
patient
they
and
do
take your
have good.
time.
Yeah, they do have good customer service. That seems to be the most difficult piece is retrieving the digital certificate. I mean, they send you the instructions, but you'll see what I'm talking about once it gets to that time. It takes a little bit to retrieve it, but once you retrieve it, you can save the file to your hard drive and then reuse it to apply with your state if you need to do that.
Okay, let me see if there was another question that I can find here that is related to.
Yeah, I know I had a
I
few.
saw
Just give me a
this one.
moment.
How to get customers to be remote. How
Hmm.
to get customers to be remote.
That's all in your marketing. That seems to be a big question. How do I get customers? And
Mm-hmm.
I market the same way I do with my mobile notary work. It was increasingly easy, a few months ago when people were looking for a mobile notary. And I would say, hey, well, if you are quarantined, we could do this virtual.
Mm-hmm.
And even though remote notarization was legalized back in 2012 in Virginia, there were still people, or there are still people in Virginia that doesn't know this exists. So it's kind of all about changing mindsets and offering it as another option. But my answer to that question, I market the same way I do for mobile notary work with my Google business listing. And again, if I get a call for mobile notary work, I'm always kind of defaulting to, hey, do you think this could be a online session? And
Mm-hmm.
some people are pretty receptive to it. Once you explain how to do it, that's key.
Yep, I think that I have the same answer, the same response. I did get a call, and the guy was like, "Hey, you do online notary? I found you online." I was like, "Sure, yep, I sure do." So it's always great when someone finds you and they want to do an online notarization. Um, but you will have to work for those clients just like you work for your mobile notary clients. You'll have to work for your remote clients. And like Keisha said, it's just changing the mindset. I'm a firm believer in sometimes you have to change mindsets. It doesn't work for everybody. Some people still want you to show up and do it in person, but you can get folks that will want to try it because it is something new, and you can usually tell talking to them if you think they might fall for it, not fall for it, excuse me, if they're interested. in receiving the service. So yes, yes, remote online notarization. Okay. And do you have any other questions, Keisha?
Not at the moment. I'm still looking through. I'm quite sure some will pop up.
Yep,
I'm
that's
actually
fine.
tagging your page in that in the question, the item trust question because um, I've spoken with her before, so we can get her squared away pretty easily.
Oh, perfect. Yay! That's what I'm talking about now. So, do we want to do a little something?
Sure, sure.
Ha ha!
You know, we get a lot of questions about different platforms, what to use, and it always depends on your end goal. So there are platforms that bring the customers to you, and then there are platforms where you are the independent notary, meaning that you bring your own clients, you do your own marketing, and that sort of thing. And so both Selethia and I have experience with some of the independent platforms that are out there. Um, Me personally, DocVerify, and then I'm also vetting a couple other independent platforms that have debuted in 2020. Um, and so we'll discuss those at a later date. And so,
Okay.
Selethia, what are you previewing? Platform preview. Are you surprising us?
Yes. Okay, so what I am going to share my screen and show is the Doc Verify platform. And just kind of go from there. Like, I'll take my cues from you, Keisha. Like, well, how do I do this over here? You know, whatever question you want to ask me, I'll try to answer. And if I can't answer, then I'll say, I don't know. I ain't gonna even try to find my way through that.
Yep.
Hi, Kenyatta. Hi, Miss Margaret. So, are y'all ready? Okay, here we go.
I think we're ready to look at a taste of an independent platform.
Yay! Let me show my screen. Allow it. Go here. And let me know when you see Doc Verify.
I see it.
Okay, so I am going to let me back out a little bit. Hopefully, I don't think I'm showing too much. Doc Verify, like Keisha said, is one of the platforms that is for the independent notary. So you have your account, you have your credits, and as you know, you have to purchase your ID credits on Doc Verify. And these are how many credits you have for your transaction. You have your notary info. I'm gonna skip past that. But as you can see, it has I bought my certificate directly through DocVerify. Keisha, how did you purchase your certificate to use with DocVerify?
So I purchased my certificate directly through Iden Trust. And if you purchase it directly, you do have the ability to upload it to this platform. So be sure to double check and research the platform you're thinking about using. Some platforms have their own proprietary certificate that they provide you, and you only can use it on that platform. But I chose I didn't trust, and I'm able to use that on DocVerify, and I'm able to use it on a couple other platforms.
Okay. So another thing what I like about it is if you want to be included in their directory, you can give your information, you can upload a picture, and then you'll be in the directory. So I'm going to show you how to find the directory right quick. And that is Notary Portal, then Notary Locator. I'm just going to type in my zip code so and within 5 miles, and hopefully I show up. If I don't show up, then something might be wrong. Well, I do
I
show
know.
up.
I need to check mine.
So I do show up here, and this is me. And I'm over here. I'm a DocVerify that says I can be a e-notary and do it remotely. Okay.
I highly
And
suggest enabling that locator because someone found me in the locator and now they just contact me directly outside of
hmm
DocVerify.
yep, I've been located through the locator as well. So let's just say this is where your notary information lies, right? Because you're in the notary portal. It will let you know when your commission expires and when your certificate expires, and my commission state and what I can do both in person and remote e-notary. They do, I believe they did verify this with my state before they allowed me complete access to the platform.
They
And
do.
I've
When
had
you
to use, oh, go ahead.
I was just going to mention when you do sign up for a platform like DocVerify, it does take a few business days because they will ping the SOS, just to make sure you are a commissioned e-notary.
Yep, you are who you say you are. Okay, so here you can start a new notary transaction. You can look at your journal logs. I don't want to bring up my log right now because I'm not sure exactly what it's going to show. But this is where your journal log lies. It captures everything from your transaction. It will capture your venue, everything that you need to have as part of your electronic log. It would be here. So I highly suggest that you look at your state laws and the requirements of an e-journal to make sure that you are complying with your electronic journal requirements of your state. So if I say I wanted to do a new journal entry, and I've had to do this, say I was doing it in person, but I wanted to do an electronic journal versus using my paper journal, then this is where I would fill in that information. Their email address is required. I've never found that as being optional. And then you just have the document type, the typical things that you would find in your journal. Keisha, you ever had to use this one as a standalone?
So
Hey,
yours
Keisha.
just looks a little different than mine because I'm in Virginia, so it's set up a
Oh,
little bit differently.
really?
And so what are you using as a standalone?
So, when I first found the new e-journal entry, I was like, well, I don't want to carry my book, even though it's not required. I was like, well, let me try to use this as my journal versus carrying a book for an in-person, just like a regular general
Yep.
notary for in-person. That's when I would use this if I did not want to use my book.
No, I have not used it as a standalone.
I've used it twice, and I was like, mm, I'll stick to my book because it
Maybe if
does
they
ask for their email address, and
mhm.
so some
And
people
maybe if they
aren't
had an
always
app, it
wanting
would
to.
be a little bit different,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit easier, I should say.
Yep. So that is that. So I'm gonna go back to the notary portal. And most of the time, when you come to this page, you're starting a new notary transaction. And this is where you enter your information. This is where you go to select your document, the type, your act, your county. The date is usually populated already there, and how much you're charging, how many participants. So right now, this is just a electronic document. I didn't say it was for a notarization. So I'll come up here. I'll say they want you to pre-qualify. So if you're in DocVerify, you can click these to see what qualifies a signer. And then you see how that changed from 1 to 4. It says because I was doing an online notarization. So now it's going to cost me 4 credits. Depending on your state, again, look at your state laws. If you want them to record the entire session, then you have to say yes. It's going to cost you additional 8 credits. And now it's going to cost me 12 credits for this transaction. And then you have to know their email address. Definitely with with the standalone platforms I know, you need to know the signer's email address. You get to say here if you know them personally. If you do, then you need to enter this information as well as their email address. If you say no, then it's just their email address. And it's going to ask you, have you verified that all of this information up here is correct? Because you're not getting them credits back. So I would say be very, very, very careful on the document you choose. Make sure you choose the correct document. I can't tell you how many times I've chosen the wrong document and I had to eat those credits. So make sure you have the correct document. I'll download the document, look at its name, then go back up here, make sure the names match. I will probably spend at least 2 minutes making sure I have the correct document. And make sure you know everybody who is a signer on your document. Keisha, do you have any advice for this screen?
The same as what you said, just making sure the correct document is selected. You do control this portion. So with this particular platform, you must have that document in advance from the end customer because you have to upload it.
Right. Yay! Okay. So that is the beginning of DocVerify and how to, I'm probably giving y'all whiplash scrolling, my bad, and how to start the signing process with DocVerify. Does anybody, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and see if anybody has any questions. I thought so. Oh, I thought I stopped sharing. Oh, hey Deja.
Hey, Miss Deja.
Oh, I think hey Shantae. Oh gosh, my voice is really high pitched. Okay, let's see what this question is. Hold on, here we go. Oh, you can use that if you want to as a standalone. If you're doing, oh, sorry, y'all, I didn't even read the question. Tasia said, so is this what you're going to use as your electronic notary journal? The one that I showed is how it's going to be. For I'm in Florida. Like Keisha said, hers is set up a little different. But in Florida, those are the requirement, the elements that are required for our journal. And the very first page of us capturing the signer's information, the document, that goes over to your journal. Now, DocVerify does have a standalone journal if you just want to keep things electronic and not use your paper journal for an in-person signing. But the second screen I showed you where you choose the document, enter your price and things like that, that flows over into your journal when you set up your signing.
And you're able to export that journal at any time and also download the video after it's completed. So most platforms, whether it's DocVerify or someone else, they have the electronic journal capability built in.
Okay, let me see. Hold on 1 second, y'all. There's another question. Is this through that particular platform or just something that you're using after you have completed the run? Oh, Keisha, are you able to answer that so I can check my microphone?
Sure. So, Deja, this was just a quick preview of the Doc Verify platform. And so I know you said you were coming in late. So, Doc Verify is a remote online platform that is for the independent e notary, which means that you find your own customers and clients, you bring them on the platform, you notarize their document. And so you're responsible for setting up the transaction, uploading that document on the front end, and that was just the front end that Selethia showed. We haven't gone through the full transaction, but this was just pertinent to Doc Verify.
Okay, I'm still hearing my echo. Let me go back to see if there's a new question. Hi, McGee A. Am I still echoing on your side?
A little bit. I can hear it on the other end, but
Hmm. I will work on my settings.
do you have it up on your computer? You
Mm-hmm.
may have to close Facebook then.
Okay, let me do
Yeah.
that. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. All because I decided to move my microphone at one point in time today. Okay, let me check my. Everything sounds good. Okay, so does anyone have any other questions? Miss Margaret said, yes, you are echoing.
Sorry. These are the kind of real life issues you have to deal with, Ron. So just keep that in mind.
This is what Deja said. Look at that. Hold on, let me show this. Oh, she said, dearly beloved. Okay, I hear the echo and I don't know how to fix it. If I go out and come back in, you'll still be on, right?
I will.
Okay,
You have headphones you can switch to maybe?
I might. Let me see. Nope, those are big headphones.
We apologize for the technical difficulties tonight. Hold please. Hold please. But does anyone have any questions while Salethia is swapping out her audio? I know we just took a brief look at Doc Verify, but there are plenty other platforms that are out there. So if anyone had any specific questions, platform related.
Oh, y'all, I ain't mean to throw my. blanket
I
environment?
work on the DocVerify platform, and then I'm also a notarized agent. And so the difference there is with Notarized Inc., you're on their platform, and they bring you the customers. And so with DocVerify, again, you bring your own customers onto the platform and service them. So you're doing the invoicing, you're making sure the end client gets the document. You're also paying a monthly subscription fee with DocVerify, to maintain that platform. Versus working for a company called Notarize, the customers are coming to you. You don't pay a monthly fee, but with that, you're sharing your fees back with the company.
Okay, how does this sound? I still hear my echo. Okay. Can, can,
You sound okay to me.
when right now?
Someone please let us know in the comments. Do you still hear the echo? I know there's a slight delay from us and Facebook, so.
Mm-hmm. Oh, oh, let me post Deja's question. Hey, Miss Margaret.
So Deja, I think we spoke a little bit about, and you're in Ohio, correct? And so with Ohio, I know you take the 2 hour class, and then I think you have to show proof to the state that you have a digital certificate. So the first step will be going to Iden Trust and obtaining that certificate. It does take a few business days, so you'll have to input your information exactly as it is on your Ohio commission. And so it takes a few days. They vet you, and then they approve you, and then they give you instructions on how to retrieve that certificate so that you can save it on your hard drive. But I think you guys are just like Virginia, where you have to show proof of the certificate on a sample document back to the SOS. So you still have some steps to go. You still have to actually apply back with the SOS, if I'm not mistaken.
Look, I'm scared to say something. I tell you what, these headphones.
And now I sound like I'm echoing.
It's
This is I swear we're gonna have a perfect live one day.
gonna be perfect. Oh, y'all see these headphones? This was. Ooh, I'm about to be running it up. Let me get these headphones, and then I realized it wasn't that cute, so I haven't used these headphones since the end of March. See, they ain't even on my head, right?
And I see Deja, you say you've already taken a class.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see really quickly here. Because I believe you guys are like Virginia, where you have to.
Deja said we both are echoing.
Yeah, I may
Yeah.
have to swap out to headphones too.
I don't know. Headphones work for me.
And close down all my devices. Let's see. Am I muted?
Nope, I can hear you. Oh, you sound different now. I can't hear you now.
Can you hear me? Okay, can everybody hear me? Oh, okay. I guess I just can't hear y'all. Oh,
I'm I'm just double checking Ohio really quickly here. I know I looked it
oh,
up last night and now I'm second guessing myself. Is everything okay? Believe me, all the technical difficulties you guys are seeing, it will happen during a Ron session. And then your internet will go down. And then you have the pleasure of doing it all over again. So I'm making light of it, but you can see how frustrating technology can be. That's why we said at the beginning of the live that, Ron isn't for everyone. Everyone's not a candidate for Ron.
ooh, I like this. Hold on. We are perfect now.
Are we?
Yeah, you sound really good to me.
So my microphone is going back to Amazon, is what you're saying. I need to
Well,
just send that on back to Amazon. Let me box that up real pretty like.
I don't know if it's because I have on headphones, you like in surround sound. It
I
could
know
be
it
the
does sound really
headphones.
clear.
I
Where's
didn't do anything different.
where's I can't think of his name. Is it Maji? No,
Oh,
it's not
Miss Ma.
Maji. Is it Maji?
Yeah, she said we both sound perfect now.
Oh, good. Thank you. I thought it was David that was saying that.
Oh, no, I think he came in and then bounced.
Okay.
But, but yes.
But give me a few seconds. I swore I looked up Ohio last night and I thought their requirements were similar to Virginia.
Okay.
The states seem to make it more confusing than what it should be. And once you go through it once, you'll be good when you have to go up for renewal. But I find that some of the states kind of make the instructions hard to hard to understand. I don't see it offhand. I swore I looked it up last night. because I'm confusing it with Nevada, because I was looking up Nevada
Mhm.
laws last night too for someone.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
we'll get you on the right track, Miss Deja. We'll get you on the right track. Um, I feel like I read that in Ohio you have to apply a digital certificate and seal to a sample document, and so you're not fully e-notary commissioned, and until you do that. So let me just double check that at a later time.
Woo-hoo. Anybody else have any questions? Anything you want to share? Your Ron experience? Oh, that's from Miss Deja.
Yeah, is anyone doing Ron? And if you are, what platforms are you currently working on?
Oh, let me ask that question. Let me put that on a banner. Any Rons in the house and your platform of choice? Go back to it. Let's see
And
if it's
what we found over the years of working on different platforms, we haven't found a all in one platform yet. There are going to be features and things that you like on one platform that are not offered on another. So it is best to kind of do your research, and it may take, two or three platforms to work on is to get a groove.
mm-hmm.
And I'm just hopping in a group just to see if I see anything on my end.
Yep, I do. Yep, of course, I agree with the multi platform theory. Now, of course, you got to have multi platform money, but that's where the research part comes in. It's like, I always like one better than the other, depending on the type of document that I'm having signed, depends on the signers. So there are a lot of variables that um, help make the decision of which platform I'm going to use for a particular signing. And it's mainly centered around the comfort level of the signers and my comfort level with them being able to maneuver the platform, how much I think it's going to cost me on that platform, how many stamps, is it going to be easier to stamp? Do we have tight spaces or do I have a lot of space? So those play a lot when I decide which platform I want to use for a client. So think about that too.
Yep. And so there's a question in the group, and they're in Texas, so they're being Texas specific. But hey, anyone in Texas started working on platforms like Notarize or One Notary? Has the experience been fruitful from a monetary perspective? Is it worth the extra cost to have that commission? And I think we hear that a lot. People are asking, is it beneficial for me to become a Ron? Um, it's definitely an investment. It's definitely something you want to research and think about. I feel if your state has permanent Ron laws that you should become a Ron, but you need to be well educated about what a Ron does, how to get business, and how you can make that investment work for you. So at the beginning of the live, we mentioned, the different platforms and what they offer. And this person specifically asked about Notarize and One Notary. And so everyone knows that Notarize is a platform that brings you the customers. You don't pay a monthly fee. You do pay to become e-notary commissioned, and you do pay for your digital certificate. They provide you a proprietary seal to use. They issue training for you to work on that platform, and in return, you share in the fees, meaning that it depends on how many notarizations you do that day, that hour. That's how you get paid. but you're not paying a monthly subscription. Whereas DocVerify, you may not have a client that month, but you still owe DocVerify $65 because that's how much it may cost you for that monthly fee. One Notary is a newer platform. It puts me in the mind of Notarize, but it's almost like a hybrid platform, which means that you can service their clients and share in the fees, and then they've also I believe made the ability for you to onboard your own customers, from what I heard, but I haven't used that platform specifically. So asking, is it fruitful from a monetary perspective? Again, it just depends on your end goal. If you know you have to pay DocVerify that $65 a month, then you best have some sort of, marketing efforts in place to get those clients. And I think both Selethia and I mentioned at the beginning that, the way we attempt or go about trying to get Ron clients is that if someone calls us for mobile notary work, we immediately offer Ron as a default to say, hey, you can do this virtually. Are you quarantined? Have you been out of the country? It may make sense for you to do this electronically and then try to gauge whether the client will be a candidate for Ron, because that does play a factor. You do have to have a social security number. You do have to have access to a computer. You do have to have a webcam because we do have to see you. So that sort of thing. But it's definitely an investment. It's not for everyone. Just like we mentioned, every client is not a candidate for Ron. Every notary may not be a good fit for Ron.
Oh, yes. Very well said.
Let me
Good,
see if
good.
we have any more.
We have a question from Deja while you're looking. What is the most you ladies have paid for signing agencies?
If I'm interpreting that correctly, do you actually mean what signing agencies have paid us for loan signings? Because you don't want to pay, or
Hmm.
you can pay. Let me rephrase that. There are memberships and databases and directories that, are beneficial if you have a paid membership, but you should not be paying any signing agencies for work.
Hmm.
And when I mean by directories, I'm talking about your Notary Cafe, your Notary Rotary, NNAsigningagent.com, those type of directories and memberships.
Did that answer the question, Deja?
If not, just clarify, Miss Deja.
I'm scared to bring up Facebook. I don't want no more echo.
I'm so
I
upset. I gotta ship my microphone back.
no, you
Because
probably
last week
don't.
I thought it was my headset. And then I sounded
Oh,
fine at first, and then I don't know. I don't know.
oh, she's saying. Oh, hold on. Let me put it on the screen for you, Keisha. She said no, paying higher to be up on the list.
You still shouldn't be paying.
Hmm.
Um, if you're speaking of directories, now I know there's a directory that's floating around that, you pay to have a certain placement. I don't patronize that directory, so I won't mention it. Um, but you should never be paying to be on a signing agent list.
Oh, she said we answered. All righty. Woohoo.
Sorry about that.
So we are coming up on an hour. Do you have time for one more question?
We do, we do.
We know everybody got to start prepping. Anybody prepping for their Thanksgiving already?
Um, I got my turkey. Everybody's setting up their Zoom, getting ready for Zoom Thanksgivings. We laugh about it, but I mean, it's beginning to be the way of the world.
Yep, that's what my mom said. She was like, set us up on a Zoom. That's my mom voice right there. Set us up on a Zoom so I can see all of you for Thanksgiving since nobody can come here. You know that guilt trip,
Hmm.
that you get from your parents when you don't visit home enough.
And luckily,
So,
all my family is here, but you have to travel a bit for your family.
mm-hmm. Yep, I do. I do.
I am not having any luck with this Ohio SOS. I swore I went right to the information last night, and today I can't even pull it up.
It's because you're looking for it.
Yeah,
It's because you're looking
because I
for it.
know Deja mentioned Notarize is not in Ohio, but I ran
Mm-hmm.
across their vendor list. Now, each state has a vendor list. They can't tell you who to choose, but in the fine print and most of the vendor lists that I've seen, it says these are run platforms, but if you have another platform that fits our requirements that may not be listed, you're free to use them. So be sure, if you're vetting a platform and you don't see it
Mm-hmm.
actually listed in your SOS, it could be that you still can use the platform. It's just that it's not, in that listing. But if you read it, it does say that they can't tell you which platform to use, only
Mm-hmm.
make recommendations.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, we are at 9:30. Oh, that's what Deja just said.
When is the 25th? Tomorrow?
Yep,
Hold
tomorrow.
please, hold please. I got a signing order. Hold please. Let's see if I can get it. I'm sorry. You guys know you have to be quick on the draw. Like you hear that notification. You have to be pretty
you,
quickly. Hold please. It's
you,
yeah, it's my zip code too. I could be
yes.
mid text.
And you hold on.
Hold please, hold please. Let's see. Now we sit back and wait. Was I the chosen one? Because folks are trying to sign their loan documents before Thanksgiving, I'm telling you.
yes,
So
yes,
if you don't have a clear calendar for this week, just get ready.
yes. I've been seeing a lot, and it's just Tuesday. It's just been and it's just Tuesday, but I haven't
Hmm.
been able to take all of them. So that is so funny, very funny. Well, I would like to thank you all for being here and joining us on this Thanksgiving Eve, asking your questions and listening to us talk about remote online notarization. Keisha, do you have any alibis, save rounds?
Just thank you for joining us tonight. Again, we come live every week, but we need questions from you. We get questions all during the week, and then when it's time to go live,
Oh,
we don't have as many. So we try to cover what we've compiled throughout the week and share it during the live, because sometimes it's better to hear it than when you see it typed. So hopefully we've offered some clarification for folks.
yes. And I wanted to share this. Hold on, let me close a couple of my screens out so that I'm not showing too much. But I definitely wanted to share this. It's something that Keisha and I are working on. I just wanted to share my screen really quickly. Hold on. Let me make sure I can do it. Oh, you're welcome. Share window or screen. Oh, good. I could just share this. Perfect. Do y'all see my screen?
I see it. I see it.
Okay, so we're going to start the new Notary Spotlight where we will bring to you each week or every other week a new notary and have them on live with us. The time is subject to change, but definitely wanted to make you all aware. If you're interested in being on live with us, we will have a form for you to fill out. But just message one of us to let you know to let us know that you're interested if we haven't had a chance to put a form out yet. But we definitely want to recognize the new notaries and bring you online with us. You can answer our questions as well as field questions um, from your fellow notaries. So I just definitely wanted to share that with you all. If you're interested, just hit us up and we'll get you the information to fill out.
Yep. Always looking for new notaries' perspective on things.
We appreciate you too, Deja. Hey, y'all. Before everybody starts, because I'm a last minute rememberer. I saw Deja's name, and we had an event on Sunday, and Deja won. She was like, she won a shirt and she won a gift card. Isn't that
Oh,
right,
she
Deja?
did. I remember.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she did win.
Now, if you're not the right Deja, I'm sorry.
I,
You,
th-
no,
I,
I'm
I
just
think
playing.
she's
She's the
right.
right one.
No, because I wrote it down. I remember Deja from Ohio.
No,
I have my notes
yes.
here.
Yes. She won a shirt and she won the gift card. And I thought I was being fancy because it has dotted line signings on it and it has the Visa logo. So it felt good to give something away. We had three other winners, and I will mention them and I'll put them in Notary Buddy as well. Let me make sure I have all the correct names. We have Miss Karen, she won a shirt. Miss Leanne won a card, and Miss Rhonda won a shirt. So I just wanted to congratulate all of the winners publicly, and I enjoyed playing the game. I mean, I really did enjoy clicking the button to spin the wheel too. That was exciting to see the names go around. You know,
I know.
the
I
little
need to
thing.
do a giveaway just to do the spinning of the wheel.
I, it, you would think it was the best thing ever created. I was just smiling, but I was also fortunate um, to be able to have some giveaways to give to the ladies that won. All right. Thank you all for
Cool.
joining us.
Thank you, thank you. And Selethia will post the link to Notary Buddy. I know she kind of mentioned it and went on to something else, but Notary Buddy is a new group that she's founded and started. So if you're looking for a Notary Buddy or accountability partner, she'll post the link to join the group.
Let me get there. As soon as I opened Facebook, it started to get wonky. But let me go ahead and post it. Copy.
I know, I think
So,
that's when I had computer issues, is time I opened Facebook. So I closed it down, but I don't know.
well, thank you all so much for joining us, and we'll see you all next week. And bring your questions or shoot your questions. If anything happens during the week, you be like, gosh darn it, I should have asked Keisha that question. Then, just shoot it on over so we can
Yep.
answer it for you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.